Hi, I'm Deborah Birnbaum with Gold Derby, and as always, I've gathered the Brain Trust to talk about this year's Oscar nominations. Let's start with Scott Feinberg from Hollywood Reporter, Anne Thompson from Indiewire, and Pete Hammond from Deadline. Thanks, everybody, for joining me.
All right.
Pleasure.
Are we ready to do this?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got a lot of films to talk about. It's been a busy season already. I think the question I want to start with is what surprised you the most so far, given where we've started from and where we're standing right now? Anne, why don't you start us out?
My observation is that Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's monster mash, it's something he's wanted to do for his whole life. It's doing really well. It wasn't like a big hit at the festivals. It's not, that wasn't the message coming out of Venice or Telluride or anything, but it's coming along really well, and it'll be a Best Picture contender, and it'll gobble up a ton of craft nominations. It's popular.
Yeah, I would actually totally agree with that. I wasn't thinking Frankenstein a few weeks ago, but I've seen that it's really gained a lot of momentum with all of this. And I did wind up moderating the Academy uh, official screening for that movie. And other than One Battle After Another that I have done at the Academy this year, it was overwhelmingly enthusiastically, first of all, attended. It was almost full. And then when Guillermo came out, he got a very warm standing ovation. This is rare at these
They
things.
love him. He's
Yeah.
beloved.
Yeah,
Paul Thomas
I
Anderson
think
got one too, but it's that's and they love the movie. People came up to me, members that I know, and go like, "Wow, they're awed by the craft of it." The sheer moviness of it, which ironically it's on Netflix, but it's
Fitting in that sense, yes.
yeah, but it is playing in theaters, and Guillermo is actually says it keeps going up. They don't hand out figures on these things, but I've heard this multiple that it is doing really well in its limited theatrical run, and they're going to keep it in theaters, even though it is now on Netflix.
I think all the goodwill that Guillermo has put in his off years is definitely paying off now that he's got a film for sure. He's definitely popular within the Academy. Scott, what do you think?
I don't disagree with anything that's been said, although I would say, maybe you're asking about what surprised us. I think it's fairly narrow, the field this year. There's a lot of very good movies, but if you look at Picture, for instance, it just seems like, to me, you can already you kind of can identify the handful that seem to have a real shot, and it's not that many. I mean, I think, and it's not changed that much over the last several weeks and months. I mean, One Battle After Another, Hamnet still, I think, at the top of the list, and then just behind maybe Sinner, Sentimental Value, perhaps Marty Supreme, but like that's the cream of the crop, and it hasn't changed. I mean, at this point, the only thing that really could change it is if the third Avatar comes in and shakes things up a lot, but otherwise that's your five if we still only did five.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and I think what is interesting about this year is every single weekend we see a lot of Oscar baity kind of adult movies die at the box office or
Mm-hmm,
disappoint,
for sure.
one way or another. I'm not so sure that affects the Oscars as much anymore, but it
What
is
about
like,
Springsteen?
yeah, it is
I think it does.
something that is happening over and over this season, and we're just seeing these movies that are coming with high hopes sort of lose that mojo the minute they open in theaters.
I don't
So,
think
I think
Jeremy Allen White is going to make it.
I
well,
think that's
we're
what
going to have to
happens. I
see.
think the headlines are sort of hard for voters to ignore. I mean, if you think about Smashing Machine and Springsteen, how much does it impact their Oscar chances, not just for
Julia
Best Picture, but down
Roberts
the
film.
ballot?
Yeah, Julia
Mhm.
Roberts was
Oh,
coming
well,
in
forget
strong.
after that. That died at Venice, Pete.
But look at the plans of this is going to be, Oscar stuff, and it's not. I thought she was quite good in that film, by the way. I really did, but the movie doesn't have the momentum obviously, that they had hoped. And although we'll see what happens when it gets on streaming. It's a different world now. A lot of these places, they go like, all right, on to the next thing. And
But
that's
they're
the case.
but they're hurt by critics when the critics
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
support them. That's what happened to Springsteen and After the Hunt.
Yeah.
Smashing Machine was supported by critics, but it was a tweener. Nobody wanted to see in the theater. It was an art film with Dwayne Johnson in it, and it didn't
Right.
have appeal to
Well,
But
his
I
that
do
fans.
audience.
wonder,
His,
like, is any of this in terms of the commercial performance really going to matter? I mean, we entered, I think, this new era of that probably not being much the case with the lowest grossing Best Picture nominee ever at the time. I think Hurt Locker beating the highest grossing Best Picture nominee ever, Avatar. We're now, 16 years or so removed from that. And is One Battle After Another any less likely to win because it's also commercially not going to make money at all? Like, I don't
It's
think so.
making a lot of money. It's just
It's
not
not
making enough
making.
to make its money
That's
back.
well, right.
There's a
But the
difference.
narrative.
There's a
True.
huge audience for One Battle After Another, especially overseas, by the
yeah,
way, in our
$200 million
international
is
universe.
nothing to sneeze at for a Paul Thomas Anderson
Right.
movie.
It's
It's
not
the highest
except when
grossing
your
movie
budget
he's ever
was
had.
$175 million budget plus market.
Everybody
I'm not
keeps
looking. I think
raising that budget. It
But
was
I think it's
30 once upon a time.
Yeah, I don't
But I
think
think
they're
it's the
voting for
narrative.
budget.
I don't think the narrative attached to One Battle is that it's a box office failure. That's the
No.
issue. That's the difference.
Although there was a headline out there, I'm not sure which one of you did it, but I don't think it was anybody on this, that said it's going to lose $100 million, which is not true, because there's all kinds of ancillaries and ways to
And
make
if it
money
does
on
well
these
with the
movies.
Oscars, it'll be boosted in all
Yeah,
of those areas
Yes.
too.
So
So I think it's the question of the headline about the box office success plus the critic reviews, and I think that's what's pushing some of these films totally out of the conversation. So the question is, does Springsteen come back at all? Does Smashing Machine come back at all? Can it get it back into the conversation in any category at all?
right. Well, Springsteen is, as we're speaking here, has not even played at the Academy yet. It will this weekend. But
I thought it would do better. I thought it was more of a crowd
yeah, I
pleaser.
think they did because it's Springsteen. You think, and he fully supported it. If you're going
Almost
to do a
too
movie,
much, Pete, maybe. Too much. I
yeah,
feel like Jeremy Allen White was left behind by Springsteen himself in a weird way. It's a fiction.
yeah, and well, he's endorsing his performance and sitting there on Jimmy Kimmel with him together and saying how great he is and all of that. And that's nothing to sniff at. But I just I don't know. We'll see.
Well, Scott, to go back to your point, so we know who the top five are. Who are the bottom five?
Ooh.
I mean, on my list at the moment, I have Jay Kelly, Begonia, It Was Just an Accident, Train Dreams, and Frankenstein. But I think that's a lot more fluid than the top five. Obviously.
What about Wicked?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm only talking about the ones that we're allowed to talk about. But I mean, with Wicked, I will.
We can talk about Wicked.
We're allowed to talk about Wicked in Oscar terms.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
social
then
media.
that will displace one of those. So
Which one?
Wicked. Well, I think it would either be Train Dreams or Frankenstein, probably. Frankenstein's definitely, I agree with you, doing better. But look, there's only 10. There's only 10 spots here. I mean, something's got to give. And then if Avatar presumably does what the prior Avatars did, that would be another slot. So I mean, let's play it backwards. One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Marty, Supreme. Then let's put in Avatar, Wicked, right? So then, I don't know, the last three, Jay Kelly,
No,
Frankenstein. No?
no, Jay Kelly.
Jay Kelly was beloved by I did the AFI premiere of that and talked to some actors afterwards, and they were blown away by that movie, really. And that's the biggest branch. And this movie is speaking directly to their experience, and beyond that, universally, I think too.
I do think also that it's in, and same thing. Done a bunch of screenings with that, but it's also, it makes sense. It's like it's right up their alley. Now, it may not. I don't know what the numbers are going to be out in the real world, where the comment has been like, who I could see the comment being, who cares about the problems of people who, movie stars and the people who enable movie stars, that may be, but the answer is people in the Academy can relate and
Sort of movie stars. They're just like you and me.
yeah.
This is just like the poor woman that's out there in this economy working two jobs, trying to feed their kids and have no time to be a mother and and daycare and things. And it's the same mindset is did I spend my life the right way? Did I miss out on something? And I think that goes beyond being a movie star. It is about a movie star, but I think there's some universal truth to it.
I love Jay Kelly. I went to see it a second time. I don't know how to explain my instinct on this, except that it's at 62 at Metacritic. The critics are not going to come around for it at the end of the year. It's not going to happen. And I think that it's a question of sustainability. Now, it hasn't opened yet, so we're going to see some bumps coming up soon. But and maybe Netflix is brilliant and the timing will work out and it'll all come through in the end. I mean, Justin Chang is liking it over Sentimental Value, which is interesting. There's an interesting, weird, overhyped backlash thing going on with Sentimental Value, which I hope goes away because
Sentimental Value.
Because they are working as a pack of wolves out there campaigning, and that is one of the most dedicated cast to seeing this whole thing through. And I do agree with you, though. I've heard their Academy screening was lightly attended, about 150, and that it was a little mixed from somebody that was there told me. Now I wasn't, so I can only take a secondhand thing.
that was Sentimental
However,
Value that you're talking about now? Is that what you're saying?
Sentimental
let's-
Value. Everywhere else, that movie has played extraordinarily well.
For sure. So let's talk about how many international features can get in. So we've got Sentimental Value. We've got It Was Just an Accident. Are those the two that get in? Are you?
Those are the two likeliest, but I mean,
I have It Was Just an Accident on mine, and I have Begonia, and I have Train Dreams, but I didn't have Avatar in there. So
I was just saying for international features getting into Best Picture.
international. I think it would just be those two.
those two, I would not totally rule out The Secret Agent, but I wouldn't.
I would.
think that'll be Wagner Mora. I think he'll get an actor.
I don't think Secret Agent's going to get in the Best Picture race.
No, it'll be the actor.
Yeah.
But I want
So
to
for
add that Jay Kelly is at 62. That isn't great
Okay.
for medical.
So
Did I say
for
that
the little
already?
film that could, I want to advocate for Train. Can we advocate for Train Dreams? What do we think about
Train Dreams is
Trans-
a little engine that could, so
Yes.
to speak.
I think it could
Exactly.
do really well, and Edgerton could get nominated for that.
It feels like there's a lot of momentum behind it. The reviews are really strong, and to your point, the critics are behind it. Its scores are a lot higher than some of the other films we're talking about. I think the only
Yeah, I
thing
think
against
Train-
it is
Train
it's the
Dreams-
third or fourth Netflix film. But is there room for it in the Best Picture race?
Well, there's that plus a House of Dynamite.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you've got Jay Kelly, Frankenstein, Train Dreams, House of Dynamite. Netflix has a pretty full slate, but I think they're very supportive of Train Dreams.
All right. So how about Pete and Ann? Let's do play out your 10. I did it. What are your 10 right now?
Well, it just, to me, it's all about momentum. I think it's awfully early. First of all, everybody thinks they can win in November. So, once you get past this month, then you start to see the real world, and it changes. And so
I know, but at this moment, what would your 10 be?
I would say One Battle After Another is leading this race, and Hamnet is right behind it, but we haven't seen Hamnet play, it hasn't opened, so we want to see that if it's played as well as at festivals.
But it's
and
winning
other
all the
places.
audience awards. But yes, keep going.
And see how it does. I think Sinners is going into that race no matter when it opened or what happened with it. And so that's happening. Sentimental Value, yes. I don't know about Begonia. I personally loved it, but it may be too out
It's doing
there.
well. I mean, that's one where the box office is
Yeah.
behind it for the
Mhm.
moment. I just realized that I took Begonia out of my list, actually, in favor
I
of
think
Train
Begonia,
Dreams.
Begonia now would be on my list too. Plus, that Academy screening they had was really well attended, 500 or 600 at a 3:00 weekend screening, and that showed interest. And that's what we're seeing as the box office moves along here as well. So the word of mouth may be helping that. And I also love Jesse Plemons. I think he's next level in this movie. And it's a movie you want to talk about after you see it because it's just so wild. So yeah, it's on my list, but it's further down. It was just an accident. If they see it, it's good. The Palme d'Or winner. I thought that was a really strong movie. I love House of Dynamite. I love for what she's doing with it and everything. I don't, the controversy they're drumming up in the Pentagon. I think that's a big plus because the Pentagon is full of idiots right now running it. So I like the fact that they're saying, "Oh, it's not true." I think it is, and I think she talks about it very well. I think Jay Kelly will get in. Look, people love stories about themselves too. Don't discount that part of it as well. But like I said, I think that plays to other things. I loved Weapons, but I don't know that Warner Brothers is going to have 4. But I'll tell you one I do think that none of you have mentioned that I am absolutely convinced will be in the Best Picture race, and that's
Nuremberg.
F1.
Oh, F1. Okay, I was waiting for it. Yeah.
F1.
That's a craft movie.
Yeah, but yeah, they are.
It'll win VFX. No, Avatar
Pete,
will win
you're
VFX,
saying
but it'll
we
get
gotta
sound
have
or something or editing.
They're
I
doing
know. I think
such
we're
a good
I think we're
job
about
with
to up to about
that.
20
One
best
Academy
picture.
members-
Yeah, we can't exactly. We can't have 20 right now. You've got House of Dynamite in there. You got F1. What are we
He's
gotta
got
get?
20
Yeah, what's on your cutting room floor, Pete?
Well, I'm cutting it as I talk to you.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
edited mine.
Well, you know what? There's so many at this point. I want to see how they play, how they come out. There's one little sleeper that could be out there based on winning at several film festivals, and that's Rental Family. And let's see how that plays. But I thought that was a beautiful little movie. I've seen it twice actually, and it's won a whole bunch of audience awards, and it's surprising people in that way on the little regional festival circuit. But is that in my top 10? I don't know. I don't have a top 10. That's why I don't go on Gold Derby right now, Deborah, and do a list because all I do
That's
is
why you ignore my emails to you.
I never have.
He is
I
consistent
go on
about this.
later.
He never does it until very late.
Yeah,
I know.
it's like it's not worth the calls, from people like, that are saying, "Oh, I thought you liked us." Like, where are
Nobody
we?
bothers me. No one ever asks
Oh
me
my
to change.
God.
No one.
It's about being brave, Pete. You got to put it out
Yeah, you
there.
got to take a stand. You got to. It's
You
not
got to
about.
take a stand. But I
Everybody
also
wants to be loved by everyone, but this is you got to.
exactly.
You gotta,
But I also feel
Also,
like
yeah.
this time of year, making predictions, you can also advocate for the films that you believe in. It's a good time to take a stand and get behind something that you want people to pay attention to. So
Yeah,
that's
look,
what I
I said I haven't seen Marty Supreme yet. I read the rapturous response it got at its little sneak in New York, but that is a cult kind of thing. That is people in a screening saying, "Oh, aren't we special? We're here at this special thing," and
right.
so I want to see it on my own, which I will next week, and see how it plays on its
I
own.
do think Timothy Chalamet will
Oh,
win Best Actor for that film.
Timothy,
That
yeah,
much I
well,
know.
that's
But
All
I
right.
think
I
it'll
do
be
want to
in
move on
Best
to other
Picture.
categories, but Anne, I want to hear your top 10. I'm not letting
Okay,
you get
so
away
I
without
have
your top 10.
Hammond, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Sentimental Value, Frankenstein, high up,
yeah.
Marty
Okay.
Supreme, Wicked, because it's going to play. It's going to do really
Yes,
well.
it's going to play.
It Was Just an Accident, Begonia. I put that back in just now. It's probably Avatar,
Excellent.
but I haven't seen Avatar. And Train Dreams. I'm really going for broke on
I
Train
like that you're
Dreams.
on the
Now,
Train Dreams
that
train.
could be just the actors. That could be just Joel Edgerton. But for the moment, I'm giving it a possible slot.
Yeah, it's the little Sundance indie
Let's do
this
it.
year. So we'll
All
see.
right. Let us move on to the best director race. I think we've got PTA. I'm just assuming we've all got PTA in there.
Yeah.
Out of
I'll
Oscar.
win. Oh, well.
Don't,
You'll
isn't
win.
he like a lead pipe cinch finally to win this thing?
Yeah, he is.
Yes. But there will be 4 other nominees alongside him. Who's getting in there with him? Scott, who rounds out the top 5.
well, all right. So we all gonna make actual picks of 4. We're gonna say 4
No, but
names,
who's in the
or-
conversation?
I don't want to
Who
say
else is-
9. I don't want to say 9. I could say 9 names too, but we gotta just right now.
No, I'm
I
going to
think
keep everyone to 4. You get 4. You want me to make Pete do it first? I'll make Pete do it
Sure.
first.
Okay, Paul Thomas
Pete,
Anderson.
Pete, you get 4 names. Give me 4
Okay,
names.
I get 4. Okay, Paul Thomas
4.
Anderson, Chloe
Yes.
Zhao,
Yes.
Joachim Trier
Yeah.
for Sentimental Value. Those are 3. Then you can pick a whole bunch of different people here that could get in. Jesus.
Jesus
have to
doesn't have a
pick-
film this year.
If I have to pick a 4th, it's Ryan Coogler, who's
But you
probably-
mean 4 on top of Paul Thomas Anderson for
Yes.
a total of 5.
Oh, and then I have to pick another one because
Yeah.
all right, it's 4 on top. I wouldn't be shocked to see Jafar Panahi maybe get in that list for all that he represents right now, but I wouldn't be shocked to see Catherine Bigelow either. So
I would love to see 2 women get nominated. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
I would not be surprised if that happens. So there you have it.
I love it. Anne?
I've got PTA, Chloe Zhao, Ryan Coogler, Joaquin Trier, and Jafar Panahi.
I agree. I think we've all said the same 5 essentially. Like that's what it seems like right now.
Oh my
We
God,
know the
consensus.
well, and the director's branch we know is more open to international than
Yes.
some of
they
the
are.
others.
Yes.
So that's good for Trier and Panahi. You know, we obviously as we've talked about, Del Toro has support, but I'm not sure he would knock any of those guys out. Same with Lanthimos, who's gotten in there multiple times before.
I don't
But
think that happens this time.
I think these 5 are looking pretty good at the moment.
At this moment.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to Best Actress. Feeling good about Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. Who else gets in there with her?
Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Is, I think, a lock. I really do. I actually think that's going to happen.
Oh, you're
And-
brave.
What do you
Yes. I don't think we have consensus there.
No,
I see
knew
some-
we wouldn't. I knew we wouldn't. But I think that's going
I
to
like a bold choice.
I mean, she's very well liked, and it's an extraordinary movie. Assuming that the actors see it, they will. They will see it. It's not. And then we have Renate Rensby from Sentimental Value, Cynthia Erivo, who knocks it out of the park again.
Mm-hmm. Again, yes.
Even though it's Ariana Grande's movie this time. Emma Stone for Begonia, and I think that's my list.
Okay, Jessie Buckley, Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue. And beyond those 2, Renata Reinsve in Sentimental Value would seem to be a very good bet to get in this list. I personally loved Rose Byrne. I think it's an amazing performance. I don't know that they're going to have the money needed to play this game on that movie and get her in.
And beyond the money, it's also just such a dark movie. I agree, she's great, but I've seen that movie at film festivals. I've seen it elsewhere. I think that there is going to be a challenge. It's an uphill climb there to get people to just make it through that movie. It's very tough.
It's
I
excruciating.
mean, look,
But
they're
actors
wonderful.
will understand how good it is, I think.
Yeah, they're wonderful smaller performances that if it was fair and if they all saw this, I tell you Lucy Liu in Rosemead would be nominated. It's a transformative performance for her. It's amazing true story. It's super depressing, but she's terrific in it, and it's a kind of Andrea Riseborough kind of thing that would need that kind of support in the actors branch to do it. And it's vertical, it's like, do they have the money, the ability to get this thing out? Doesn't even open till December. We'll see, but very deserving performance there. I would hope she would.
What about Chase Infinity? Does she get in?
I don't believe she should be in this category.
I agree
I'm
with
sorry.
you, Pete. I agree.
She is supporting. I know they're playing the game. They got
want
2 others.
they wanted the other actors to get the support.
Yeah, so to
Taylor.
me, she's supporting. Leo's the lead in that movie, and he's the lead, and then the rest of them are all supporting. But
For that matter, Paul Mescal should be lead as well. I mean, there's a lot of category fraud this year
Yeah.
for Hamnet. Yeah.
Every year.
playing the game.
Every
Of course.
welcome to chess. This is what we do.
Jessie Buckley, Renata Ryan, so everybody agrees about those two.
Yeah.
And then I think just on the coattails of One Battle, Chase Infinity, Cynthia Erivo, and probably Emma Stone.
No one's brought up Amanda Seyfried. Do you think Testament of Anne Lee is too tough a watch?
No, I do not. I haven't seen it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I've seen it, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very tough sit. It's an
movie,
admirable movie. You look at it with a great deal of. I'm sorry, Scott. Apologies.
No. Sorry, I think we have a little delay. I didn't mean to talk over.
Anyway, I think she's amazing in it, and she gives a great performance. But it's such a hard movie to watch.
Yeah,
it's a road too far, I think, even for Academy members.
And same question for Jennifer Lawrence.
For Jennifer Lawrence, no. I'm sorry, I love Jennifer Lawrence. That movie's unwatchable.
I don't like the movie either, but I think she gives a great performance in it.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
a performance.
a case
It's
where
a
she
performance.
rises
Look
above
at me,
that?
I'm acting. Look at me. I just the dog. Okay, no, thank you. And I love Jennifer Lawrence. I did not like this movie, and I don't think it's gonna. Look, it's playing at the Academy this weekend, but I don't think it's.
I mean, and also the issue is it's been a bizarre campaign. Your movie, you go to Cannes, you pay a fortune for the movie, and then it hasn't played right, and then has not been anywhere in the United States. They've played some international festivals. Now at the last minute, there's been a bit of a panic and she's done a lot of press, which is great, but the whole rollout has been, to me, completely inexplicable and bizarre, and to be honest, all of the movie stuff, I don't know how do you win Venice, Father, Mother, Sister, Brother? Nobody's even offered to show it here, basically. Like went to New York Film Festival and I don't.
It was beloved there.
Yeah, so I just don't understand what's going on there. If you're going to pay that much money, overbid everybody else. I don't even think other people were, necessarily bidding up that much. They wanted to get it. They made a statement. They got it with Time I Love, and then it's
$23 million by movie is like, hey, we're in the game. We're going to buy this movie. The director has never really been in the Oscar conversation much with her previous films, and yeah. So I don't see, and personally, this film was just very difficult. I heard she recut. Well, she even admits it.
Apparently, the recuts are indiscernible.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking,
Ryan, the co-host.
When I heard they had a new cut, I said, "Good, they need a new cut." But I don't know how they would cut that much differently than it is. I think it got off on the wrong foot when she tried to deny that it was a postpartum thing, when the postpartum people came after the movie, and all of a sudden, it's not about that. The Jennifer
what was it about?
Yeah, it's like, I just thought it was all confused, but she's a great actress. I love her, and I really do. And I was just disappointed in this particular film. That's all.
Okay. All right, let's move on to Best Actor. So we've already talked about Leo and Timothy. We're in agreement that those are both in.
Timothy could be the winner.
He's one.
I haven't seen it yet, and we'll have to see how that goes.
But we agree that they're in for nominations at least.
Oh God, yes, and Michael B. Jordan too, I think.
And Michael B. Jordan. So then we've got two more slots.
I think Wagner Moura is also.
I agree with that.
Yep.
And then Joel Edgerton.
Okay, Joel's great in it, and that would be nice to see.
It's a career award, wouldn't it be? He's done a lot of work over a long career.
Well, I would love that.
He's never been nominated, and that would be good. I think George Clooney, definitely in my mind, will get nominated for this role. He's really good in it too. It's tough being a superstar movie star, playing a superstar movie star, especially in a scene.
Look too easy.
Yeah, well, that's often the problem. But I think he is. Now, Jesse Plemons is so good in Begonia. It would be a shame if he's overlooked here, but
we're running out of slots.
And Ethan Hawke is extraordinary.
He's great in Blue Moon. Ethan Hawke is so good in Blue Moon.
I don't think enough people are going to see that, but they should. He's
Yes.
never off screen, and he just envelops that role of
Hmm.
Larry Hart. Just brilliant,
Broke my heart.
Yes.
brilliant acting there. That's one that they need. We need to see if that can get any momentum and people really watching it. Hopefully, they do.
I think that's the list.
That's
Yeah.
the list. So Jeremy Allen White out of contention.
Well, obviously that was all thought, and they always love to go for actors playing
Yep.
well-known people. So if that's the case, we'll see. They need to rev up that campaign more,
Yep.
I think.
And Brendan Fraser not in the conversation.
He's great. It's low key. I won a couple of years ago. I don't know that it screams, acting again. It's a lovely little movie, and
Mhm.
and he's very good in it.
I like
But
Rental Family too, but I just don't. I think it's not going to raise enough attention to get into the
yeah,
top
the
tier.
movie that's coming out that has that actually won at Venice, Tony Servillo for La Grazia. He's great.
Mhm.
He was great.
He is great.
And in A Fair World,
I
he
love
was.
that movie.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
agree
love it
too.
too.
In a fair world, Scott, you're right.
Yeah,
That would be a slam dunk.
for sure. All right, moving on to Best Supporting Actress. Anne, you brought up Ariana.
I think she could take this, having lost it the last time. This
She's good in the movie. She's really good.
She's great.
the movie leans into her story
Mhm.
Big
arc,
time.
and she has more
Yeah.
time, and she has some great songs. She's just a comedic whiz, but this is also more dramatic. And I
She has
just
a lot
came
more to
away from
do.
the movie thinking this time she'll take it. That's all.
I
Yep.
agree. I agree. Who's
So
going to
who's
beat
her
her? That's the thing. Like, that's the
right?
conversation
Who's her
I've been having.
competition?
Like, you've got Amy Madigan, who I'm so happy she's getting attention, and she's wonderful in this, and she's had a career that it would
Weapons.
be
Yeah.
a really nice, for Webb, it would be really nice to, it's the kind of like the Ruth Gordon for Rosemary's Baby, or, just kind of a career, not capper, because I think she's got a lot more to go, but she's, it would be perfectly deserved and nice if that happened. But I think realistically, I don't think that's gonna necessarily win. You've got multiple people from One Battle After Another and Sentimental Value who are excellent, but it's hard to see any of them. It's hard. It's hard to imagine them winning. I just think Ariana's the one that pops.
Also,
For
this
sure.
is I don't know how to explain it. This is sort of the once in a lifetime role that I don't know that she gets another opportunity. I
Exactly.
think this is something that she delivered in spades, and they should reward her. That's
Yeah,
all.
it's like the
And it's
Jennifer
also a way of
Hudson.
rewarding the movie too. I mean,
Right.
exactly. Like John Chu's not going to get nominated, unfortunately. So it's acknowledging this two-part extravaganza.
John Chu could, if they look at it like a Lord of the Rings, this is the conclusion. We're really going to, it's
We
a
just went
great.
through all the directors. There's not a slot. I mean, I wish there
Yeah,
were,
he
but there's
doesn't
not.
rise to that level. He just doesn't. Nina Haas, do you think she could
I
get
don't
in?
think that they're out there everywhere on that movie, but I just don't.
Hedda.
I don't feel it. I don't feel the buzz. She was great. I mean, she
Yes,
totally
she
I
is
know
dominated.
what you
great.
mean, Pete. I know what you mean, and I feel she's so great in it. I
She's
just hope
really
people
great in
see
it.
I mean, I don't know. Where's the buzz? I don't hear it. I don't feel it right now with that. And they're everywhere. I mean, they literally
Yeah.
are promoting that movie, and it's playing on Prime now. So we'll see who sees it. I
who
think
gets the fifth slot.
here's it. I agree. Amy Madigan. I think Inga from Sentimental Value, Teyana Taylor, and or Elle Fanning or Regina Hall. One of them doesn't get in.
Those two don't get in, I don't think.
Because you got to make room for Ariana, and so I don't know.
Maybe Wunmi Masaku.
That's what I think from Sinners.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
amazing.
I don't know if she's even the highest likelihood from Sinners. I think it could be Haley Steinfeld, but I think that it's packed. It's
I worry about the films that have two contenders. Do they split?
Well, that's what I was talking about. You have these splits. So Elle Fanning and Inga.
Inga.
Elle is actually getting quite good reviews for Predator of all things too right
True.
now.
Inga
Right.
gets in. She's in there, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
gets him.
So, who do you cut out? Regina Hall, maybe, but
Regina Hall is great in One Battle After Another, and obviously it has coattails. So if she did get
But no,
nominated, that
couldn't
would
your
be a
five
sign
be
of how strong
Ariana?
it is.
Well, wait.
that's what I want to look at here. The movie, they see a few movies and then they just like nominate everything from
That's
that.
what, yeah.
That's what
Especially
I think
now
is
with
going to
the
happen. There's
But
so many
it's
movies
Taylor,
that they let
though.
you
I
tick
don't.
off a lot of boxes. Right.
Yeah.
the voting, since the voting body got much bigger in the last few years, that's been increasingly the case because I think you have more people voting having seen fewer movies. So I do think
Right.
that there is a lot of coattail stuff, and you might have the two from Sentimental and the two from
Yeah.
One Battle and
One
whatever.
battle.
But
Right.
yeah, but it all just continues to point towards Ariana, where she's not competing against the co-star. I just think, and that'll be pretty unbelievable thing. Like, that would be the best thing that could happen for the Oscars. I mean, imagine the
They want them to
viewership.
perform, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
they'll get
Well,
them.
they did last year already,
Yeah,
so
Again,
It'll
I'll
happen
take
again.
it.
They have,
yeah.
and this time they have 2 new songs to perform. So there you go.
And I'll tell you, they did in the Dolby where the Oscars will take place. They just filmed this thing that aired last night where
Mhm.
you had Cynthia
I
Erivo
went.
flying. Yeah,
I
me
was there
and
too. Yeah.
it was pretty.
It was pretty
impressive. I mean,
incredible.
they've done their trial run. All they have to do is rejigger the same setup, and Cynthia can fly across, and they'll have
I'll
hit
watch it
moment.
as many times as
I
she wants
couldn't
to
agree
fly.
more. I think you're seeing. I think we're going to see what you're describing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
possibly, yeah, that's true.
It was,
Well,
it was definitely a
whatever
moment.
happens with the multiples and the things, I think Amy Madigan gets a
I hope
nomination.
so. I hope she's.
I hope so too. All right, let's move on to supporting actor. Who wants to start us off? Does Sean Penn get in? We've got
Oh, yeah.
Stellan, and we talked about Paul Mescal. Benicio?
Maybe.
Benicio will get in. He will get in from that movie. In fact, who was I talking to? One of Kirsten Dunst says, "I'll tell you what. I think the best person in that movie was Benicio. It just blew me away what he did." And when I hear
Team
actors,
Sensei all the way.
Yeah.
when I hear actors talk that way, plus people really like him. He's going to get in, and so is Sean Penn. They're going to have 2 from that for sure.
So for
And
those
Adam
of you,
Sandler.
and the Jay Kelly fans, Adam
I think
Sandler gets
Sandler
in.
gets in. I do. And
And
Mescal.
Stellan Skarsgård.
I think
Right.
Stellan Skarsgård for the win.
I agree.
So
Yeah. So
there
there's
we
your
have
5.
it. Maybe not Paul Mescal because it is category fraud, and they may
Understood,
split
though.
his votes.
Well,
It's
if
very funny.
Paul, if he gets bounced, so let's just this could be an interesting angle for us to talk through. So if let's just say
Okay.
whether it's Paul Mescal or Adam Sandler, who are probably in the 4 and 5 slots there, right? Let's 1 or 2 of them fall out. Who falls in? You've got. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just listing a few names, few options. Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein,
Mm-hmm.
Billy Crudup for Jay Kelly, Jeremy Strong for Springsteen,
I
who
would
was
be more
nominated.
leaning into him. I have him picked already myself.
And he's clearly again nominated just earlier this year, and
They respect him.
Yeah,
William H. Macy in Train Dreams.
he's great. I think it
Oh,
might
William
be a
H.
little
Macy
too
in Train
small a part,
Dreams.
but
Yeah.
he's excellent.
Delroy Lindo in Sinners.
Delroy, yep.
Yeah, Delroy was great.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I
an
mean, any
interesting.
of them, could sneak in with that kind of theory going on. So
But I think
Uh,
Mescal will be in there. I have him at number 2. That's
I
how
do know
strong I
Billy
think he
Crudup,
is.
his scene gets applause, even though it's one scene. It gets
He's
applause.
It's a
amazing.
great
That's-
scene.
it's
It's a
the
scene
kind of
stealing
thing-
scene.
Yeah, it's a Beatrice Straight or whoever moment.
Right.
More than that?
Yeah, a little. Well, I don't know if I would like to clock the screen time compare the screen time, but I would not be surprised if he got in. As Pete said, every single time that movie plays, he gets applause. He's excellent in it. He's been around. He's never been nominated. I think Sandler also, who's never been nominated. So that movie seems to be the one that even amongst ourselves, we're a little conflict. Like, where is it going? How is it going over? But
Mhm.
if Jay Kelly tips the right way, it could get a lot of nominations.
Yeah, for these actors for sure. And what about the sexiest man alive,
No
Jonathan
way.
Bailey.
Jonathan Bailey?
Oh, I don't think so. But
He doesn't have
that's a
enough to do.
He got
That's
his
yeah.
prize.
That's a good prize.
There's
He's
no
on his way.
scene. There's nothing.
I don't
And
want
did
to
you?
give
Yes.
away what happens at the end of this movie, so I won't discuss what shocked me about his performance. But yeah.
I think
I
people have
saw it
seen the
coming.
musical.
I did.
um, there are a lot of other categories. We'll come back to all of them for sure. But is there one other category that you've got your eye on that you're really interested in? Be it casting,
Casting.
editing,
The very
casting
first time for casting.
for sure. It's
Does
an
that
exciting one to
finally
watch.
represent the ensemble category the Oscars will never do? And do they sort of like say, okay, like who's the best ensemble here, essentially, in picking the winner of best casting? And that could be really interesting to see how that comes down. I don't know.
The way I have it now, it looks a lot like Best Picture, like the top
Mhm.
5.
Yeah.
It could be. What do you
Great.
see a movie that isn't one of the obvious films that could somehow? Is it the same as SAG Ensemble? Is it going to be the?
Well, that's going to be the question. Like, how does this voting break down? How does the branch treat it, and then how does the larger voting body
Well,
treat
that's
it?
the thing. Yeah, I mean, if you're a casting in the casting director's branch, I mean there are certain people who I know who are very revered within that community who are actually out there on Q&As, been added to Q&As they wouldn't have been a part of a year ago. Francine Maisler with
He's
Springsteen
a
or things like
star.
that.
And
And
Ella McKay, I'm doing one with her that she's on tonight with Ella
yeah,
McKay.
right. So I
So
just think that you know part of that is we have to just remember, even though we're looking at it one way, like I wonder how much just being a part of that community, there are certain people that you just hold in a especially high regard. Maybe it's less a reflection on the quality of the movie than this person. I don't know.
I
I
It'll be
think
think
really,
that
the
the
casting
stars in
director,
that community are going
Suzanne, the
to.
casting director of A House of Dynamite, did 133 roles. Now, casting directors might look at this and go like, "Oh, because she's out there too,"
yeah.
and
Right.
133 speaking roles. That's like that craft. How do you fill it in? Not just the main people, Tracy Letts, and the really good actors they got in those key things, but all the way down the line to make that movie realistic.
That
You
was
might
really
look at it,
well cast.
Yeah.
Really well.
yeah. So
I
it's
might
hard
add
to
it
say
to my
how it's going
list.
to go because it's never
Yep.
gone.
Right.
But
And we will see.
we don't
All
know.
right. We
So
will
that's
see.
mine. That's the one I would say.
And another craft category you're looking at?
I always look at foreign, international. Really, international is my favorite. Which are going to be the final 5? Are you guys willing to go there, or is that interesting to you?
Which
Yeah,
one? International?
there's always something. I think you can look at the basic front runners and know
It'll
what they
be the
are.
Cannes winners. It'll be
Yeah,
It Was
it
Just
has.
an Accident and Secret Agent and Sentimental Value and Surratt, I think, is going well.
Yeah.
I love Surratt. I thought Surratt was great. Yeah.
And
And
then I'm adding No Other Choice, which is another
I
one.
All right. We
didn't love
haven't talked
that
about No Other
movie.
Choice.
You didn't like
Scott?
that?
I
Maybe
mean, I think also there's a few that have got a lesser profile, but are really, the Young Mothers, the Dardennes movie, but people that are actually in these groups that are assigned to watch them are watching them and responding well. The voice of Hind
that's
Rajab,
the one to watch. That's the
Mhm.
Tunisian entry.
Yeah,
that
that
one.
has a lot of support.
That's
And
a
I'll tell you what,
really powerful movie, and it's
Left-Handed
different.
Girl too.
and
Mhm.
that Left-Handed Girl is
Left-handed girl.
excellent and going over very
That's
well. The Sean
another one.
Baker.
Yeah.
And I will say also, we have seen in the last few years more and more overlap where you'll get a animated and a doc, or a doc and an international. And this year, I think that could be 2,000 meters from Andriivka, or to Andriivka, the Ukrainian one from the filmmaker who won this award for 20 Days in Mariupol 2 years ago, Mstislav Chernov, which is to me the closest. It's All Quiet on the Western Front, like brought to life. I've never
Wow.
seen anything like it. They have head cameras or whatever on soldiers that are getting killed, and it's just insane. It's tough. It's a tough watch, but I've never seen a movie like it, and this guy's already won this award. Won the
The
documentary
Doc
award
Prize.
before.
He won the
But I
Doc
think
Prize.
that this could be a crossover. It's just really powerful, and it's Ukraine, which I think people, sometimes this category has been used with. Was it not a separation, but the other one that at the beginning of the Trump era was sort of like a middle finger to give another uh, Asghar Farhadi movie,
Yeah, the salesman one.
the
The
sales.
devil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Mhm. Yep.
right.
There's
All
also
right.
a sleeper in The President's Cake.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Moving
that movie.
pictures
It's a great
classic
movie.
has.
Iraq,
It's
yeah,
very sweet. It's playing
Yeah.
very well.
yeah,
Yeah, that one definitely should not be counted out.
But I'm afraid those Cannes movies have the edge
yeah.
because
And that's
people
one
have
of them.
heard of them and they'll go see them. But they have
Yeah.
to watch. The foreign voters have to. The international feature voters have to watch their assigned movies.
Yep.
So
They do.
everything does
Yep.
get watched.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. They're paying attention. We've got to check the box. All right. Well, we've got a lot to watch. Thank you all for the time. Thank you for the lively debate as always. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
It
Thanks,
was
everyone.
fun, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
See you.